Not just tell me?
Sir.
How does he not come to me and say, Jed, this is my grandson, and there are lots more like him, and there are lots more to come. Can you help us out?
Because
Damn it, he knows we would have gotten it done. Why doesn't he tell me these things?
Because he doesn't want to make political hay out of his grandson, which is commendable.
Ah, he's a crank.
Good evening, Mr. President.
Hey. Hey, Donna, you need something?
Donna's the one who started sniffing around it.
CJ, that phone message was for real. He's not going to stop till he drops.
He might.
CJ, let me tell you something. Don't ever, ever underestimate the will of a grandfather. We're madman. We don't give a damn. We got here before you, and they'll be here after. We'll make enemies, we'll break laws, we'll break bones. But you will not mess with the grandchildren.
There was quite a bit of sugar in the creme de caramel.
Yeah.
CJ, if I told you to screw the print deadline, what would you want to do right now?
I'd want to see if there was a way I could help him out.
Give him some dignity, right? And give him a rest. The guy's going to collapse out there.
Yes, sir.
Screw the print deadline. Leo?
Look,
we will talk about the other thing later.
I'm just asking how we're going to do this.
Excuse me?
The chairman's going to gavel him off if he stops talking or sits.
Excuse me?
What are you doing?
I didn't know if I'm supposed to.
We usually don't raise our hands.
No, it's not the worst idea in the world.
The senator's allowed to yield for a question without yielding the floor.
What do you mean?
He's allowed to yield for a question without yielding the floor.
I was in the House. I know nothing about Senate rules.
Yes, sir, but Josh does, and he likes to explain things, and, well, I let him.
I'm pretty sure it's true, sir.
What time is it? Let's wake up a parliamentarian.
Yeah, but the problem is the only people who ask questions are senators.
We're going to get one of them to walk in there. Charlie!
The Senate wants to go home. They want to vote.
Yes, sir.
I want to call senators. We'll start with our friends. When we're done with those two, we'll go on to the other 98.
Yes, sir.
Charlie,
Yes, ma'am.
start with the grandfathers.
Yes, ma'am.
There's no damn holiday for us either.
We'll be in the dining room.
CJ, no kidding. Make this happen.
Yes, sir. Oh, and I broke your statue?
I don't think he heard you.
No.
Listed. You called whoever you had a relationship with, and if you didn't get anywhere, they got a call from the president.
Do I have your word on that, Sarah?
We've been at it 20 minutes. We were coming up with
nothing
until
Got it!
Senator Tom Grissom of Washington State was headed from his office to
The chamber, and everybody started flooding into the communications bullpen to see what would happen. Problem being, of course,
that Stackhouse would have to know as much about rules and procedures as Donna had and not think we were trying to screw him.
We stared at 14 different television sets while calculating in our heads the time it would take Grissom to walk from his office
to the floor, and we were in frozen silence while we listened to the rules of blackjack.
Unless you were counting cards.
And then it happened.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Grissom. Will the senator yield for a question?
Come on.
Mr. Stackhouse?
Come on.
Trust me just this once, you grouchy old son of a bitch.
Mr. Chairman, I yield to the senator from Washington for a question. My question is in 22 parts and might take quite a while. Perhaps you'd like to sit and have some water while I ask it.
Yes! Woo! And that was it. Grissom gave him a rest and an opportunity to answer some real questions about autism. And when Grissom was done, McNamara took over. And after McNamara came Gianelli. Grandfathers all. I'm gonna have to finish this up now and go into the press room and explain what happened. There'll be no vote tonight, and the Senate will go home for weeks.
And Stackhouse, with our help, blew the print deadline anyway. There's really no reason
For Josh not to go back to the conference chairman and reopen the bill.
There's so many days here where you can't imagine that anything good will ever happen.
You're buried under a black fog of partisanship and self-promotion and
Stupidity and a brand of politics that's just plain mean.
Yes, Hoynes had us nervous with his admonishment of big oil, and yes, the president was making us nervous too, but that's for tomorrow. Because tonight I've seen a man with no legs stay standing, Dad, and a guy with no voice keep shouting. And if politics brings out the worst in people, maybe people bring out the best. Because I'm looking at the TV right now, and damn if 28 U.S. senators haven't just walked onto the floor to help. I'll catch the first plane out in the morning, and if you wouldn't mind not turning 70 until tomorrow, that'd be great. In the meantime, I love you so much. Your daughter, Claudia.